This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 10 plus years in that games media combined. I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Spotify, 9 a.m. on the YouTubes. If you want to join that PlayStation conversation, head on over to our Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram. All the links are in the description below.
If you want to join the PlayStation conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopculturist Saturday afternoons, 4 p.m. Australian Eastern, whatever the hell time. You can join us as we have this chat live. So I used to have that behind our Patreon wall, patreon.com/PopCulturists, where you'd pay some dollary dues, and this would be a reward to watch this show live. But we're like, you know what? Fuck that noise. Everyone gets to watch this live, just for funsies. But if you did want to support us financially, as I mentioned, patreon.com/thepopculturist. Bunch of tiers there, no rewards. I just took it away, but it's up to you if you want to be that kind. But if you want to support us in more once-off fashion, head over to popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. And as I said, we are on Twitch. We also do play games Thursdays, 8 p.m. Speaking of shirts, man, do you want to get yourself some PopC shirts now that you're in part of the party?
Thought about ordering some.
Cool, I'll order them for you.
Cool.
Yeah, that's you're within the business now. It'll count as a business expense. But the worst thing is, because there's not a lot of money, it's mostly a Ryan expense. That part kind of sucks. Anyway, man.
Yeah, not too bad.
How are you recovering? So you've been pretty tired, I presume.
I've been knackered. So back at work after 4 weeks off. Baby keeps us busy. Work keeps me honest.
Yeah. So for context, Max does work overnight. He does like a middle of the night shifts.
Yeah.
So like, A, you've been off for 4 weeks. 2, you've probably had regular sleep, and then right back into like broken up over. Because I remember when I used to do overnight work, and it wrecks you. It is absolutely. I don't know how you survive.
I mean, once you get used to it, it's honestly not that bad. I mean,
you work smaller shifts than I used to.
The perk is I only work a 5-hour shift at night. But I get the big dollary dues for
guys are the big 8-hour boys.
Overnight loading.
Sucked.
Yeah.
It was also Macca's. So,
my job's pretty chill. It's pretty crazy. So.
But yeah. So you said baby's keeping you busy?
Yeah, baby's keeping us busy. Trips to hospital just to
times.
make sure everything's all good.
Yeah.
She's fine. She's just a baby. That's what babies do. Sometimes babies
just not shitting.
It'd be great if they come with instruction manuals, to be honest.
Yeah. So, that'd be really handy, because right now, speaking of not shitting and an instruction manual, so I'm in the process of toilet training my son.
Oh, yeah.
So, over the last week or so, we've decided to make the call, like, all right, we're going to do it now.
Yep.
Like, he is 3, and, like, he's been showing signs of interest for a while.
Yeah.
But I say a while, probably, like, a little bit of time. It's just, like, we could tell he just wasn't quite there.
He's in pull-ups.
He's in pull-ups, yeah. So he understands that it was just more about him identifying that he's, because he'd be like, hey, I've done wheeze, like, after it's happened. We're like, well, you tell us before you do it, mate.
Yeah. And
he's starting to get that now. So we're like, all right, let's run with this and let's train him, which is really handy. So he's actually doing really, really well. Like, if we tried to do this, like, 6 months ago, no success. But right now, because he comprehended, he understands what's going on in his little body. He's got it. He knows what's kicking in. So he's like, how do we do wheeze now? Like, all right, come on, let's go. Done.
That's great.
So that's been fun, actually. There's been minimal accidents too, because once again, because we waited until now, it's been smooth sailings, man. It's so good. We haven't risked the nighttime yet. We'll have to wait on that one.
Yeah.
But at least during the day, like, he knows what's up. Saying that though, he did also just straight up shit his pants.
It happens to the best of us, don't worry.
Where it's like, hey, did you poo? He's like, no. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Oh, no. He's like, I thought it was safe to fart.
No, but he just goes, no. Yeah. All right, come on. But that's all well and good. But yeah, so my week's been fucking busy. Now that I'm back doing this stuff, which is this, The Young and the Restless, and work, and it's just like I'm finding having no free time. I already miss my break time.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was relaxing. It was chill. Not saying I don't like doing the content, because doing the content's good. It keeps me going. It keeps me motivated to like not kill myself. But like,
got dark super quick. Jesus. Happy Saturday afternoon, guys.
Yeah, happy Saturday. But like, it keeps me going. So like, in terms of playing stuff, I've not been playing a whole lot, but we'll get to me in a minute. What have you been playing?
I mean, technically, I've also not been playing a whole lot. I've just been playing GTA. I've dabbled in Witcher 3 again for a little bit.
Yeah.
Been playing a lot of League again, actually.
What,
League of Legends. Yeah, League of Lego.
Lame.
Yeah. And then, GTA, man. Just smashing those diamond heists. Now got a flying motorbike with rockets.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
That's, rad. Just drive around, blowing shit up.
Nice. I've been playing a little bit of GTA myself, because as you mentioned, like this week is like some heist bump for some reason.
Yeah. So it's the what is it? 50% off 50% off the NPC cut that they just automatically take off you, and then they've increased everything by 25% gains. So it's like beautiful. So instead of getting around like 2 mil, you're getting like close to 4 mil now.
So yeah, like when you divide it amongst the 4, it should be will actually be a better cut for everyone.
Oh yeah,
man.
It's good times.
Look, there's a downside for me. So I have picked it up on PC.
Oh yeah, because you want to do because you're going to buddy cop with Craig.
Yeah, Craig hasn't picked it up yet. I might have to buy it for him. Like, look, here's the fucking key, mate.
It's just not good enough, Craig.
Yeah, what the hell, Craig? I think I'll just buy it for him. Be like, hey, here's the code. Just play the fucking game with me. Downside to that is it's really impressively not demanding on PC.
Yeah.
So on my laptop, on my PC, it runs schmick. Like so smooth, like easy 60. Like I don't try to go any higher because I know all my displays are only 60 anyway. But it's so smooth.
Yeah.
The before, when you came in, I booted up on the console to do my couple little daily things. I don't like it on console.
Well, see, I'm fine with playing on console.
It was really jittery and I didn't like it.
My issue is I cannot play on TVs anymore.
Yeah.
Now that I've been gaming on monitors for so long, when I plug anything, because my Xbox is currently plugged into the TV, because we've been using it as a Netflix machine while we look after the kid, and then I'll try and play like a sneaky game of Rocket League when she's napping, and I'm just like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I need my mom.
I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not that PC. I'm not that PC dude. Like, I play everything on console, but for some reason, just after experiencing GTA on the PC and then come back to console, I'm like,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is vastly superior.
Yeah, it just looks.
I mean, hopefully
better.
Next gen, it won't be.
Well, because you got to remember, it is an old ass PS3 game, and I presume like how much they scale up to PS4, who knows? But either way, that broke my heart. Hopefully, if I don't play on PC for a little bit, I'll recondition myself, which is fine. But one thing I have been playing, and I did in fact stream it this week, is Need for Speed Heat. So I got this game for Chrissy. I think I've probably told the story a bunch of different places right now. But when I first got it, I thought the game was bumhole. I really didn't like it.
Have you been doing? Because
the problem is I picked the wrong car.
Because this is the. Correct me if I'm wrong here. This is the Need for Speed game where has a phone app and you can like mod your car on the phone when you're not playing the game.
I haven't done that though.
You're not a big car dude.
No, no.
It's like purple done.
Yeah. Holy shit! Yeah, pretty much. Purple and whatever the best item is in that spot. So it's pretty straightforward. Because when I first played it, there were there's the 3 cars. There's the muscle car, the standard, and the import, right? So I picked the import because I'm like, yeah, sure, that seems probably like in terms of the stats.
Yeah.
Acceleration, good speed, good handling. That's kind of what I wanted. Not handle like bumhole because it's just too much grunt. So because the drift cars, right? You just slide there. I'm like, nah, I got no control. This is bum.
Are you sure you're just not bad at Need for Speed Heat?
As far as possible. However, then I was like, nah, you know what? Because I was borrowing it from a friend at that point, so I gave it back to my friend, and then it rocked up for Christmas. Because obviously my wife, I was like, I think she may have heard me say, oh, I'm interested in Need for Speed Heat. So she got her brother to give him for Christmas, and my brother-in-law got it for me. And so I'm like, oh, well, I guess I should probably play. So then I ended up jumping on the standard car, which is the BMW M3. I don't know what that means. And then it suddenly got better. Just handled better. Like I just picked the wrong car for me. So now that I've can play it probably I've fucked by how many hours. But I'm like second chapter. There's only 4 chapters. I'm about halfway through the campaign at least.
Right.
My goal is just to get the campaign done. I'm not going to go super hard. But I'm enjoying it, man. Like, it's on easy. So, like, sometimes there's a challenge depending on, like, how leveled my car is compared to the other guys. But, man, I'm just mopping the floor because I just can't be bothered. Like, this was an experiment of just, I have time before what was presumably Kakarot. I'm just killing time. And then I was like, okay, cool. So sometimes I'm getting like a kilometer ahead, 2 kilometers ahead of these other cars because I intentionally need to, in order to fund my my vehicles, because I have to have multiple for different stylings. I need the cash, so I just do the same ones over again. And because I'm just getting better and they're not, I'm like, meh. Just keep swapping them. So this is an interesting thing. So it has a day and a night mode. So it's on and off. So on the days where the city allows street racing, so they're more professional comps. So there's a lot of money. So it's where all the money for your vehicles and everything comes from your day circuits, races, sprints, all that sort of stuff, right? And then in the night time, it's all about building rep. So in the night time, when the city's mad at street races, you have to build your reputation. But the catch is, in order to get the better items and engine parts, words I'm not sure of, you need the rep, because they won't sell it to you unless your rep is of this level. However, you then need the money. So there's a lot of to and fro of the night and the day, because the day has the cops, and those cops are just unnecessarily brutal. Like, because it has heat levels. I don't know how many there are. I can probably get to like 3 before my car explodes. So then like there's, if I get any more than 2 cars on me, I might as well just quit. Like, one car, like every other car can't seem to keep up with me, but those fucking police can. Like, and they are looking at, they're in like standard cop car.
It reminds me of GTA cars that just spawn out of nowhere.
They do. I was like, yeah, and one just appears, like, boom, and just wrecks me. And it's so bumhole.
Yeah.
But like, so it's kind of that risk reward, right, of the night. So you can, your heat level is a multiplier. So as you build up rep from events of the night, the heat level will then multiply it. So you can really kind of just rocket ahead.
Okay.
If you wanted to. But then you can't just quit out of the night. You've got to then go find a safe house, and you cannot have any heat on you when you get to the safe house. So no cops can be chasing you when you get there, right? Because it's a safe house. So there's then that reward of like, all right, well, I've got, say 40,000 points with the 3 times multiplier. I'm going to be up like 6 levels if I wrap this up. So then you've got to somehow, because if the cops see you at night, you're fucked. Because like the whole point, like no street racing allowed at night, only these legal events, right? So the second they see you, they're on your tail. And then they remember that you're at 3 multiplier or whatever. So then it's like, ah! And then like 8 swarm at you. So like you've got to like duck, weave, duck, dive, and dodge to get to the safe house, and then I'm enjoying it.
That sounds alright.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Like now that I've worked out the perfect car for me and it handles great, it's pretty awesome. Like I wouldn't rush out and bought it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it was a gift. But no, it's alright.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as I haven't played a Need for Speed game since Carbon on PS2.
I think I own most of them, but I think the last one I actually enjoyed was, Underground 2.
Yeah, because Carbon was one that came afterwards. I loved Underground 1 and 2 because everyone loved Underground 1 and 2. And then Carbon came out after. I was like, no, this isn't as good. And then I stepped away. And then
there was a mad
nothing. No PS3, none of the PS4s until Heat. Because apparently like Heat was doing really well, critically. I was like, oh, okay, well, this takes my interest. I'll give it a bell. But yeah, it's been Heat.
Nice.
Another thing I have been doing as well, I have been playing with this. It's the Thrustmaster ESwap Pro. I've been meaning to review on this for a little bit. I'm in the final moments of scripting it up and just finishing the video. Overall,
I noticed you still have it in a default PlayStation configuration.
The reason I do that is because it varies depending on what I'm playing.
Pardon?
It varies depending on what I'm playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I can just do this. So, because everybody knows.
That was bizarre.
Everybody knows that the best way to play FPSs is on an Xbox controller.
Correct.
So if I'm playing FPS,
although currently my argument is the thumbstick should always be up the top. They should always be offset.
I wouldn't go that far. So what I'll do is I'll then switch it around like that.
That's actually mad that it's
I'm
that
playing
easy
FPS.
to do.
And like no screws, no nothing. It's all magnetized, and the magnets are heavy duty because you can hear that. Like when that pull back in. First thing I did go and buy a chain additional tools. It doesn't come with any additional crap in the box, because I bought longer triggers because I found the triggers are a bit short, and these are a bit higher as well compared to the standards. But yeah, no, and it's got the beautiful clicky tactile buttons. Ooh, they make me damp. But the full review will be coming hopefully within the week. Let's go sit down and let's go properly sit down and finish it. But that's not about that. Let's have a chat. Let's inform the players about what we've been, what's happening in this week in PlayStation news in a section, funny enough, called "Inform the Players."
So, as everyone knows, Christmas season has wrapped up, and apparently now it's the season of delays.
Well, that's the truth. So it's like summer, autumn, delays, winter, spring.
Yeah. So, we'll kick things off with Cyberpunk 2077, delayed until September 17th, 2020. CD Projekt Red wrote in a press release, "We are currently at a state where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, places to visit, but due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all, we need more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyberpunk to be our crowning achievement for this gen, and postponing launch will give the precious months we need to make the game perfect." CD Projekt Red added that there will be regular updates on the game's progress as September 17 release date approaches. This has pushed the expected multiplayer release until 2020, according to CDPR board member...
Sorry, 2022.
2022, sorry. According to CDPR board member Michael Nowakowski.
The other thing as well that's come out about this is in an interview, one of the dudes, the higher ups, was essentially been along the lines of, we're going to have to crunch a little bit to get it done by September. Yeah,
which is a shame. Crunch always sucks for the developers.
Yeah, it does.
But
and like the big difference here, this whole conversation about crunch, but we'll go through this and then we'll talk crunch. But what's your thoughts on Cyberpunk getting pushed?
Well, I mean, they pushed Witcher, and I think it worked to their benefit. They know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. If they need more time, they need more time. They deserve to take it.
Yep.
I would prefer to wait an extra 6 months and get a game that's polished than play a game that will taint my view on the game as they slow push patches to make things better.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, if anything, it just...
I'm in no rush to play this.
Yeah, like, completely cleared up May for me. Like, because I didn't really enjoy The Witcher. Not that it's a bad game, it was just too dense for me. I'm like, I don't have the time for this. So, I don't have that attachment to CDPR that the average person has, I guess. So when they're like, Cyberpunk, I'm like, yeah, I'll love to play that when it comes out. I'm very keen to check it out. And so it got delayed. I'm like, okay. If anything, you made my May easier.
Yeah. Well, April. It was in April.
April, my bad.
It was in April. Speaking of April, Final Fantasy VII Remake has been delayed until April the 10th, 2020. In order to ensure we deliver a game that is in line with our vision and the quality that our fans who have been waiting deserve, we have decided to move the release date to April 10th, 2020. We are making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver you with the best possible experience. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little longer.
That's from the game director for whoever... For Square.
For Squeenix.
For Squeenix, yeah.
Now, I saw, obviously, the news broke about Final Fantasy before Cyberpunk, and I was super bummed because we had Resi Evil, and then 6 days later, Final Fantasy, then 7 days later, Cyberpunk. And I was like, I do not have the time to play these three games.
Yeah.
And then they all kind of just gracefully stepped aside for each other, making my life a lot easier.
See, the best thing about, because the only one I really care for out of those three is Resident Evil 3. I'm like, hi, it's the first one. Sweet. The other two, I'm like, I'm sure it'll be good. So if anything, this makes life so much easier.
Another fun fact: April 10th is Good Friday, so every store will be closed because you cannot trade on Good Friday in Australia.
See, I didn't pick that up until a good friend of the show, Buddy Watson, put that up on Twitter, and I'm like, oh.
Well, I noticed it from reading a Kotaku article.
So my son just woke up and kicked in the room. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
What you doing?
He's just like, you're in my seat.
You look so sad. Why you look
you
so
all right,
sad?
buddy?
You want a hug? Oh no, you're just being silly. He just woke up. Okay. Yeah. So like, yeah, cool. Look, I'm down. Like, I don't know. Cause I even went and had a chat to my mate, the local EB here. I'm like, dude, what are you gonna do? He's like, huh? Oh shit.
I mean, I will obviously be buying it digitally.
Yeah. What I find fascinating was
Everyone's just gonna break release.
everyone's gonna break. Either everyone's gonna break, or they're gonna have to make some agreement for Australia. They're gonna have to. Because it's just how, like, if anything, maybe they could do like 11 p.m. launch or something, like in store.
Oh yeah.
But then if it goes anytime past 12, man, EB is going to just pay. And they don't have money right now. They just closed like 14 stores or some crap. They don't have money to pay overtime. It's a weird one. A tough one.
Kicking off more delays, Marvel Avengers has been delayed until September 4th, 2020. When we set out to bring you our vision for Marvel's Avengers, we committed to delivering an original story-driven campaign, engaging co-op, and a compelling content for years to come. To that end, we will spend this additional development time focusing on fine-tuning and polishing the game to the high standards our fans deserve.
So that's the one, once again, Square Enix doing 2 in the one day.
Yeah.
One obviously got noticeably more traction, which is Final Fantasy, because not everyone gives a poop about Avengers. I get a poop about Avengers. Like, granted, having played it at PAX, I'm like, ooh, you look rough. But I can see where you're going. Like, I'm liking where this is, where the breadcrumbs lie here. You've caught my interest.
I can appreciate them taking
Whoa,
extra time.
motherfucker. You are real bad at drinks.
I can appreciate them taking the extra time. Like I said before, I'd much prefer a finished game and have to wait an extra couple of months than...
Yeah, look, once again, I'm happy to wait the little bit of time to check out the Avengers. Like, I wanted to play it with my kid. That was my goal, because he's becoming more and more of an Avengers fan.
You're a big Hulk fan?
He's big honk fan. Yeah, honk, that's right. The Incredible Honk. So he's a big fan of Honk and Captain America, and he says Iron Man just fine. And then Thor, but he calls him Sword, because some reason he can't say Thor. So, like, it's pretty cool. That we'll be able to play it later, I guess, because he'll be older then, so he'll be more able to comprehend what's going on. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but I truly think the game needed it. What I played was just the introduction mission, where they kind of sample like all 5 of the characters, give you a bit of a rundown of who does what and stuff. But even then, you're like, okay, the groundwork's cool, but this needs something. And if they want it to be this live service game that they've been discussing, then yeah, it needs more. Yeah. Period. But thankfully, I could have played Iron Man, you know, in February, because my son loves Iron Man, so he thought he would have loved to watch me be Iron Man. However,
Iron Man VR also delayed until the 15th of May. In order to deliver on our vision and meet the high expectations of our amazing community, we've made the difficult decision to move Marvel's Iron Man VR to a May 15th, 2020 release. We truly appreciate your patience and understanding. You'll be hearing from us again soon.
That was from the game devs who can never camouflage.
Yes, camouflage.
Yeah. So, fun fact, it's now been moved to the day that would have been Avengers.
Yes.
Which is cool. I didn't realize that until I changed my... You know, look, I'm just going to put it out there, right? I tried to get ahead of myself this year. I was like, look, I'm going to make a handwritten calendar. It's going to be all beautifully color coordinated, and it's going to talk about what shows are happening when, what games are coming out when, who we need to talk to.
And it's now
and
all
that's
wrong.
And already it means nothing!
This is what you get for planning ahead, mate.
I'm sorry, babe. You know I love you. Like, it's in my... Crap. Cross. Had to fix it. This is bum, because literally yesterday I emailed PlayStation, I'm like, hey man, like, just heads up, like, we would love to jump, you know, we're getting ahead of the month. Next month there's Dreams and there's Iron Man. Can we please put it down on the list? They come back in, yeah man, no worries. We'll talk to you when they come closer to time.
Sucker.
Like, sucker, you're gonna get Dreams. Woo! So I'm like, literally 12 hours, 16 hours at best between.
It's always the way.
Bum. But once again, apparently this game is brilliant. Once again, friend of the show, Buddy Watson, did play it.
I'm super keen for it. That's awesome.
At the little JB Games Dev thingy. Sadly, I didn't get a slot with it at PAX. just because that thing was booked. And it's the only thing they had for VR, and I just couldn't. Because like whenever they're like, "Hey,
risk the pink eye.
we're opening more times," and because it's all done via an app, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then it's like 10 minutes later, I'm like, "Meh, gone," because I was busy off doing other things. I never forgot to do it at the time. But yeah, no. Apparently, it's really good. I'm super keen, and it's on rails, but not on rails. And I hope I don't bomb too hard. I'm in.
Cool.
That's what I get. That's my plan.
I'm so keen. Do you know who's not keen? PlayStation on E3.
Is that main topic though? So we'll come back to that.
You want to keep? Okay,
We'll come back to that.
Let's talk PS5. Yeah. All right. PS5 will have traditional exclusive games you can't play anywhere else. According to a reliable Kotaku scribe, Jason Schreier, speaking on the publication's Split Screen podcast, not console exclusives, but proper only on PlayStation exclusives.
So this bounced on the discussion last week with Xbox about not having true exclusives, because the idea of that
it's gonna play on their family
thing. It's on PC. It's the collective branding of Xbox. So when they say only Xbox, it's it's essentially Microsoft only.
Yeah.
This is the thing that anytime you ever hear Xbox and PC exclusive, I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter because like. The difficulty is that Xbox, because of the nature of Microsoft, have full power over PC.
Yes,
which is it's. I've always had an issue with that line. For weirdly, I don't know why. It's only because I think the issue is with the marketing, right? Because there is no difference between those two.
Yeah,
there isn't. It's just and I'm glad that they're turning into that and being like, no. If it's now essentially a Microsoft game. It is not an Xbox game. It is not a PC game. It is a Microsoft game, and you will get it across all of them. Which I kind of like. If you want that unified voice, which is very cool. I do have concerns around what becomes. As these consoles progress and get further on in the similar way that phones do, right? And they're like, what happens when it gets to that point where you're like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't play that. This isn't supported on the original Xbox One anymore. Like, because they've already made the Xbox One obsolete, and it's the S and the X and the whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, do they then have to constantly be developing for the lowest common denominator? Like, I understand in a world of PCs where everything is sliders, you could just bring it down. But, like, why would you then just make it awesome for the best possible thing you have? Which PlayStation would be doing. Like, these games are only available here on PS5. Therefore, it's going to take advantage of this console. None of this worrying about having it work on the previous gen, because cross-gen seems to be kind of iffy.
Well, I mean, Microsoft kind of have that. It's play it best on the X.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they develop it with a slider in mind, and it's just jacked up for the X, and then when you shove it,
or it's made as what it should be, and then it's scaled down.
Yeah,
it just that seems like a lot of additional work for someone that doesn't know game development. I'm like, most seems like work. Probably not.
Well, I'm no game dev. I don't know.
Well, because even same goes to like when there was the PS third party games are like it's on PS3 and PS4. Like that seems crap. Because like if you look at Call of Duty Ghosts, right, they had to completely change it.
Yeah.
Like they in like certain multiplayer arenas, it's like, oh no, that's a truck. But in here, it's just awesome, cool looking, nice, high def, detailed box, I guess. Why is James is bringing me little crunchy bites? I don't need them now, buddy. I'm going to smash them later, though. You know it. I'm going to eat them so hard.
Daddy's trying to be healthy with his water on camera. He can't show.
That's right. Let everyone know. Like, is that I'm trying to like put out this image that I'm trying to be better, and then I'm going to pound that box of chocolate after this. What's your thoughts on this? Because PlayStation have got backlash about this exclusive thing, because apparently everyone has to be all super like super communist and be like everyone gets everything for a cost.
I mean, exclusives are fine. It's what sells.
Yeah,
their consoles. Like, why would you? Assuming they're exactly the same box, like the exclusive is what separates them. If it's you have to do it.
Yeah,
like, Microsoft still have their exclusives. They're just on their family.
Yeah, like I understand that from a competitive perspective as well. It's like, because if the PS4 decides to put games on PC, like that's giving up to the competition. For Microsoft going, we don't believe in in console exclusives. Well, they're like, yeah, because you own both those platforms.
I mean, you say that, but there are a few PlayStation exclusives with the possibility.
We'll get to that in just a minute. But like, the idea of Xbox having like, hey, we'll put it on PC too, just because we're nice. Like, no, you own both the platforms. It's advantageously it benefits you. It's advantageous of you to make that call because you will not have any fiscal like downturn because of it. Right? So if PlayStation had a Sony PC, you guarantee that shit would be on Sony PC because it's just spreading it out. And it sounds like I'm sort of.
Can you imagine how pissed everyone would be if Sony made a branded PC though?
Yeah, just so they could like get it across too, right?
Because like obviously everyone hates the Microsoft Store, the Windows Store, or whatever. So a lot of their games actually do go to those third-party things like Steam. Well, obviously with the recently Halo. Is now on Steam, so it still costs them a little bit because they lose a portion of their cut to Steam's.
Yeah, but those games are so like adding to what we're talking about shortly. But those games are so old, they're probably it's just like from a business perspective, there is no need for PlayStation to do that, right?
No,
they're like, look, we have 100 million consoles in the wild. It's not beneficial. Like it's not like financially. Why would we do it?
Yeah.
But on top of that though, as a consumer, it would be better for them to sort of, have it out there.
PlayStation do have a launcher. Called a PlayStation.
Wait, what? Oh, so David in the chat jumps and goes, why don't Sony have a PlayStation launcher on the PC, exclusive titles in their store and use DRM?
To be fair,
that would be probably the only way to get around it, right?
Yeah.
And I guess because if it's on the launcher, it's on that, cool. That's probably the best way to do it. Because they're not having to go through Steam, they're not having to go through Microsoft Store. But we also know how petty PC people are about launches.
I was going to say, also, it'd just be an emulation, though. Like, it's not running on... It wouldn't run on your... It'd be your computer hardware running something, running it. Mm-hmm. Would it really be that good? Would it be a detriment to the... to the title that they put on it?
Possibly.
Because obviously, emulators run like bumhole most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Because they're not natively designing them for PC in mind. They're designing their PlayStation games for the PlayStation.
And I think that's why they may have an advantage comparative in the future. As like being focused is always way better than casting a net wide. Using a more personalized story, like with the PopCulturists. When we started, we're like, we are gonna cover everything. We're gonna cover TV, movies, games, comic books. You fucking name it, we're gonna be there. And then after a while, we're like, no, fuck that. So we just shrunk it down. We shrunk it down to games and movies, and then because that for other alternate reasons, we shrunk down again. And I was like, all right, PlayStation and wrestling. Like, these are the two pillars that this work on, and that comes down from targeting.
Yeah. So
our audience knows what we're going to do. And if someone's like, I don't really like wrestling, like, cool, then you know our audience. So it's that line, right?
Yeah.
So when you try to like cast the net out, you're actually probably mildly diluting what you can do. And it's possible. Presumably, I don't fucking know how consoles. I probably sound like such an idiot in this conversation right now. It's because I don't have an issue with exclusive. I feel I have to defend them.
Dash, it's just wrestling now.
Mostly.
Well, you might get some more news on the PS5 soon. Rumor has it there will possibly be a reveal event in Feb.
Yeah, first week of Feb, apparently.
David Jaff has... Was it Jaffe?
Jaffe. Only his friends call him Jaff.
Friends call him Jaff. Yeah, we go way back. David Jaffe has added on Twitter, PS5 reveal is less than 4 weeks away. Sony knows hardcore gamers are hanging on to every scrap of info, and they know that just because Microsoft dominates the conversation at the moment, that's an easy thing to change when they're ready to reveal, assuming the reveal is good. I want to say it's the worst kept secret in games right now. February reveal like they did for PS4.
Yeah.
They dropping it on Valentine's Day for us?
Oh, the same day as dreams, just bury dreams.
Bury dreams.
Dude, this is...
Your dreams have come true. Here's all the PS5 info you want.
Yeah, but look, PlayStation have a record...
They reveal it inside of dreams.
PlayStation have a record of crushing games. Like, they crushed Concrete Genie last year. The day of release, they're like, hey, here's a wide article about PS5. And it's like, everyone's like, no, Concrete Genie just fucking fell away. No one cared about Concrete Genie. I'm in. Don't get me wrong, I'm totally in.
The dreams reveal. Calling it
Not
now.
the dreams reveal. I'm not down with that. Apparently, the date of expected is the 6th. I think that's a Friday. So, if anything, that'd be a Saturday for us.
Yeah.
So, which, I'm off work. You're off work. We can live stream that bitch, and then record the show straight after. Like, I'm totally in on that. Give me the reveal. Give me all the info. Give me. That's what I want. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, it'd be weird to repeat, but it's good. Because there's nothing certain. I can't put a stance on anything because I'm like, I'm real passionate about wanting it, but it's not going to exist. Ah, damn it. You sure I want it?
We'll get there. Pretty sure we want it.
Yeah. I just want it.
God of War 2, Nordic Boogaloo. Love it.
I love titling stuff.
Love it. Kim Newman, who's a narrative animator over at God of War developer Sony Santa Monica Studio, has donned a mocap suit and posted a picture to Twitter. The tweet reads, "Feels good to be back in the suit at Sony Santa Monica." Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that the next God of War is well into development or anything like that, but it does confirm that the wheels are almost certainly in motion behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, give me that too.
Yeah, give me all of that.
Yeah, so presumably the second they got, like even before God of War wrapped.
Especially with the tagline Nordic Boogaloo.
It's this big, like Weekend at Bernie's rom-com, rompy story. You don't want a Weekend Bernie's rom-com because that's some dude macking on with a dead body. You don't want that. But yeah, this is a given. God of War was so successful with its critically and like as general consensus purchasing is what I wanted. Not even that word. Financially? Yeah, financially. This is a given. I love God of War so much. I want a sequel so bad. So this is cool. I don't think we'll see this for years. Even at this PS5 reveal, they ain't gonna say shit. Like, there's nothing. This is probably a couple of years. Easy.
Will this be...
Like 2022.
Will this be announced before the new Batman game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Unquestionably. Would you want to God of War 2?
Yeah, man.
Duh.
Obviously.
Yeah. But so, yeah, having it not be any of the actors and being someone that's like an employee at Santa Monica, presumably it's just speccing, right? They're just like, all right, well, let's do a rough visualization of where how if we were to do this scene, how would it go? Like, okay, you go there, I'll go here, and then we'll get the camera here and we'll practice the pans. And it's like when you look at those original Death Stranding videos when they did essentially a rehearsal of that opening intro, opening shot, and they had like employees play certain roles to really practice the shot. The same thing, but I want it.
All right, let's dive into some quick bits. Going on the exclusive train earlier, Horizon Zero Dawn could be coming to PC. According to a new report from Kotaku, which cites 3 people familiar with Sony's plans.
So it turns out that prick may have been right.
Yeah.
That random guy was like, this guy's made nothing. What? Just pulls that Horizon out of his ass. And look, the problem is Jason Schreier's really reliable, and Kotaku are very rarely wrong. I'm like, I have to eat my foot.
Dreams could also be coming to PC, says Eurogamer journo Tom Phillips.
Makes sense, man. Like, if you want to make a game, because they're essentially making a games engine, right? Put it on PC. Like, a mouse and a keyboard would dominate on how to make stuff in that game.
Certainly would. PS5's DualShock 5 will work with PS4, according to PlayStation France. Okay. They have since taken that down real quick. Reddit user got a screen grab and it basically said DS5, DS4 will work backwards. So good. Good to know. Okay.
Cool. Like, it's that weird thing of like, okay, cool. But then I totally remembered that PS4 control now works with PS3.
Well, kind of. The PlayStation button doesn't work.
Oh. And
it has to be wired.
Oh.
But the PlayStation button on a DS4 does not activate the PlayStation menu on a PS3. Do you know how annoying it is when you want to change something, you have to turn the whole console off and turn it back on?
Oh. Well, because I was going to say, because, like, I wanted to go back and play, like, Resistance and whatnot.
Yeah,
like,
everything works as long as you don't want to push that PlayStation
I hate
button.
the PS3 controller. It sucks so much bum.
Yeah, but, yeah, I mean, you can. You need to have a PS3 controller next to you so you can push the PlayStation button.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. All right. It's a dumb compromise, but okay.
Keeping up with controller news, the PS4 back button attachment has been reviewing quite well.
Yeah, apparently so.
Apparently it's great.
Yeah, but it doesn't mush a battery, allegedly.
Yeah, I have heard nothing on the battery life of it.
Apparently it drops it by about an hour, so it means you get about 48 seconds of controller battery before it shits the bed. Suddenly all the DualShock 4s must be wired.
Yeah, but people are loving it.
Yeah, I'm in.
I mean, it's a nice compromise to spend
50
$50 instead of $150 plus on a Pro Elite third-party
See,
controller.
that's the thing. Like the standard DualShock 4 is pretty tight as a controller. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So like having this is that minor leap rather than having to fork out tons of dollary-doos. I have requested a review unit if it's possible. If not, I'm just gonna fucking buy one and give it a burl. I think I can claim that on the business.
PlayStation 2019 wrap-up. How did you go?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Didn't work?
No, it didn't fucking work.
Did you use the Great Britain link or did you use the USA link?
It automatically routes you to your country.
Okay.
Yeah, so
because I did it twice. The USA didn't work at all for me. And then I used the other link, and it's like, yeah, man, you're good. You've played way too many games this year.
Yeah, so I used
nothing.
the Great Britain, what became the Australian one, and it's like, okay, this is dumb. So I saw that it worked for you.
Yep.
I saw that it worked for a couple other friends of mine. I'm like, why isn't this working? Like, 2018's wrap up worked fine. Like, I got all the info that I needed. This is super weird. And it was the one I was like, hey, you know, when they did the one where it was like, this is everything you've played across your PS4 life. Not the 2018 wrap up, there was one. So I'm like, okay, well, this should work. No. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to ask PlayStation, because the PlayStation Australia have this Twitter handle like Ask PS AU, whatever. I'm like, hey, doesn't work. Why? Like, oh, sorry, you don't meet the minimum requirements.
You didn't play enough PlayStation this year.
I'm like, what? Minimum requirements must be 18 years of age. I'm 30. You must have played a minimum of 10 hours of PlayStation in 2019.
Like, I finished Death Stranding.
I finished like 20 games. I contained the hours. I played like 40 games last year minimum, like new games. Not even excluding any old games. I run a PlayStation fucking show. I play PlayStation exclusively. The fuck, and they come back going, oh, this should be ticked. I'm like, it's ticked. Like, oh,
We got nothing then.
yeah, nothing.
I was very disappointed in my top 3 played games.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 won out.
Oh.
Followed closely by Rocket League.
Oh.
Can't remember what my third one was. It's probably something dumb.
Saying that
I
though,
I played like 46 new games last year. I think I only finished 18.
the goddamn bullshit, the PopC account that no one plays on. Got an email being like, hey, you want to do Return to Wraps hit? I'm like, okay, fucking humor me, you piece of shit. Boop. Worked. So now I have the theme. The theme's really good, by the way.
Yeah.
I like the theme. But the PopC account that none of us play on, that I think Dylan may have let like his ex-partner's kids play on once, because apparently our third most played game was like Lego Batman 3. Like, who the fuck played that?
Yeah, sure, kids.
Yeah, but I know Dylan played Death Stranding on there, so Death Stranding got a bit of time. I think Resi 2 was the other one, because whenever we get a code, we put it on that account so we can all play it at the same time. Yeah, so I was so mad about that. But then I also realized, who fucking cares? Once I had that moment of, who cares, I felt better.
A job listing has appeared on the Rockstar site looking for a video editor who can communicate the emotional content and excitement of a game within a 60-second format. Could this indicate a PS5 Rockstar game? Probably not.
No, it doesn't. The second I saw the article, I'm like, what bullshit is this? I'm like, no, that's an ad for someone like, hey, we need to make like 60-second ads for social media. Can you do that?
It's a teaser trailer for the next heist in GTA Online.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone's like, is this GTA 6? Is this Bully 2? I'm like, fucking no. No, it isn't. Like, they just did Red Dead 2. if there is a next game, it's for a very long time. They don't need to make 60-second ads for a game that's coming out in 4 fucking years.
Well, this is a company that releases one game a generation.
At best, these days.
Well, they PS2 they were pumping them out.
They pumped them because they didn't have like long-term revenue. Like there is no way, not even in the relatively seeable future. And it's not Bully 2. And it's not Agent, alright?
It's an Agent.
Agent fucking... It got canned. It is not coming back. Everyone's like, could be Agent. No. Like, I don't have any insider information. I don't have any information. But, like, if we haven't seen it in X amount of years, it's fucking dead.
I mean, everyone super wants Bully.
Yeah, Bully 2 would be awesome. Give me Bully 2 at university. Hell yeah. But you know what? Apparently, they tried to do that once, and it didn't pay off, so they canned the idea. Funny that. Stop making clickbait articles.
So mad.
The problem that I have is just like it's just the minor thought, the minor fucking thought that takes to be like it's probably not true.
I mean, you linked me quite the odd article this week.
Yes, on Push Square, there's articles like, can you play Sea of Thieves on PS4? I'm like, no, it's a Microsoft exclusive. Why would they do that? And you go into the article and then it says no. It's 4 paragraphs of saying no.
Yeah.
Why is that even an article?
Part of me got a little bit excited. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll play Sea of Thieves on my PlayStation.
The answer is no. Like, there's no way. People, The problem that I have is because I get mad at stupidity on social media. And like every day I see in groups or just on random threads that my friends have commented at each other, and or people that have just it's just, hey, someone saw this picture, so here's a picture of a PS5. I'm like, that is not a PS5. And then you look at that comments like, oh my god, the PS5 looks so good. I go, I'm like, that's not the fucking PS5, man. Just basic understanding.
Next minute.
Are we dumber?
Yes.
Than we've ever been before, as a collective, just people.
Yeah. Everyone believes what's on their smartphone.
Like, I'm an idiot. I know I'm an idiot. And then I'm like, you're an idiot. You're a double idiot.
Well, Ryan, that's it for the news. If you've finished your little tanty.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'm good.
The idiocy of some news that gets posted.
Just hurts me, man. Let's
crack on and dive into some E3 stuff.
All right, so that's enough of the news. Let's have a chat. I'm exhausted now. Let's have a chat to the players about E3 2020. So it came out this week. The Sony were like, no. So originally there was rumors running around that Sony were going to step away and not do E3 again this year, and they straight up confirmed it in a piece to GamesIndustry.biz. They pretty much came out and said, no.
Yeah, so their quote was, "We have great respect for the ESA, the organisation behind E3, but we do not feel the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we are focused on this year. We will build upon our global event strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. Our focus is on making sure fans feel part of the PlayStation family and have access to play their favourite content. We have a fantastic lineup of titles coming to PS4, and with the upcoming launch of the PlayStation 5, we are truly looking forward to a year of celebration with our fans."
I have a lot to say on this, and I'm seeing I just ranted my face out. What do you have to say about this, Max?
So, E3 kind of, from what I've seen and from what it looks like, E3 is kind of doesn't matter anymore. Ever since they started selling tickets to the public, it's become less of a press event, more of a just any excuse to throw some shit out into the ether and see what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last year, despite the fact that Sony wasn't there and Microsoft was, I believe they didn't even hold anything on the actual E3 floor. They held it in their own event, in their own building.
Correct.
A lot of the other big developers do the same thing now. They kind of host their own things a couple of days before in their own locales. I think that, yeah. And especially after last year when they released everyone's information.
Yeah, I was a big fan. Yeah. Woo.
Woo. No one's going this year.
Oh, man. How's it... Look, with this, what's your stance on E3 now? Like, are you hopeful and looking excited to look at 2020?
Look, don't get me wrong. I've always enjoyed E3. I love watching the trailers, hearing the news, but there's a lot of easier ways for them to do it now. I mean, Sony went kind of down the route that Nintendo did, and they're doing direct stuff. They're doing it on their own terms when they want to. It's going to cost them a lot less, I would imagine. Buying space at E3 is probably pretty pricey. So doing everything in-house, they can have it scripted. They know everything's going to work. There's no technical malfunctions on the day. You know, I think it's for the best.
Yeah. On an emotional level,
it's kind of sucky for the press that used to be there and used to get to see everything live as it happens, as opposed to now watching it on a screen.
On an emotional level, I'm kind of bummed because I would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah,
I would like, because there is that beauty of excitement and hype that comes with E3. Like,
because obviously you feed off everyone else's emotions that are around you. Everything's heightened. Yeah. As opposed to sitting at home behind your desk in your underwear watching. we used to take time off and we would do all the things and I'm not doing that now. Because, like, once again, since we shifted our direction to being PlayStation focused, we don't need to do all the other ones. Yeah. And then, like, I had such a good time with E3 last year. I granted nothing got me excited about it because it was all, but it made it so stress free. Yeah,
because I didn't have to cover it, and I'll be doing the same this year. So personally, stoked, right? But to add to what you say, is what you said. Sorry, like it makes sense. Like, granted, E3 does have this legacy of being a place where you announce stuff, but that is not how people consume anymore. Like, with the internet, it's all about talking to your audience directly, not casting that net. So by doing this, they will get to control the message. They control when it happens, where it happens, how it happens. Well, compared to being forced to do it in this 1 week of the year, at a specific time compared to everyone else's, with the risk of possibly being drowned out, which isn't going to happen. It's fucking PlayStation. Like, it's not as if it's, the PS5 announce or whatever is going to be drowned out by some random ass game from EA.
Well, it's not going to be drowned out by anything, considering the fact that, like you said, E3 used to be the place for reveals, but Microsoft announced their new console at the Game Awards. Well, so there would be nothing to, if Sony were to go and announce the PS5 at E3 2020, there is literally nothing that will compare to it, because the only thing that would come close is another console release or announcement, and that's already happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if you, like, as you mentioned with E3, and then they've since made that transition to allowing anyone to come in if you buy a ticket, and it's now more customer facing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of it's buried what E3 used to be. What the big thing that E3 used to do just isn't there anymore, right? So, and even on top of that, to make controlling the message, when you're working with the likes of IGN or GameSpot or any big organization, they are covering everything.
Yeah.
So therefore, they have one person who could probably spend 45 minutes, an hour at one booth. Right? Where here, if they make their own event and they have it in whatever city on whatever day that's not near anything else, suddenly this person's free to be there 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
So they will be able to deliver better messaging to their audience about what PS5 is going to be. Compared to, I played this for 20 minutes and it seemed okay. Where now it's, boom, we can do that. So in terms of a press event, the potential there is actually bigger.
Yeah.
But, we didn't get the drop up.
That's what I'm doing now.
But if the idea of, instead of targeting only the press, like, we're going to go do hundreds of customer facing things, right? So, like, well, let's get the people that are going to be buying the PS5 are the people that we want to talk to. So let's take it directly to them. And granted, not everyone's going to play it because there'll be lines at the bumhole at PAX or whatever, that sort of stuff. Like, but the marketing of it is better. Like, we're going to come to you.
Yeah, so you would think that opening it up to the public would have made the event bigger, a lot more people to see it. But I think I saw in a tweet earlier this week, Jason Schreier mentioned that since they've allowed the public to buy tickets, it's been more empty than it ever has.
Yeah.
Which seems bizarre. So because so many, I don't know if this is the actual case, but because so many public people are going, less press are now
Correct.
have the space to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
And get their messaging out.
Obviously I can't speak personally because I'm never going, but from whatever sources they're like, yeah, no, E3 is just it was already chaos. Like there was so much press there, it was already waiting in line for like an hour to play something, 2 hours, but and then you add public on top of that, it's like you're waiting 6 hours to play something. Like no one's got time for that. And like if you think about it in terms of, let's take it literally, right? If they've said it's literally hundreds of places, how many conventions can you think of? So E3, but they're not going to be there. So there's Gamescom, there's Tokyo Game Show, there's the 3 PAXs across America, there's the PAX in Australia, which is presumably going to be right around launch. GDC. That leaves 9 possibilities of 96 minimum other events. So that means they are going to everything.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I mean, this would be the year to do it, though. Like, with the new console on the way, everyone wants a piece of that information.
Well, because on top of that, like in Sydney, in a couple of weeks, they're having that PS Plus party, right? So it was a competition, and you had to, like, win to be able to go to it. But it's the idea of just, like, coming to the PlayStation offices and play some games and do some stuff. So, like that's just putting goodwill into people, right?
Yeah.
That's just building that thing. So, because as it stands right now, they're PlayStation is the biggest. They've got 105 million, whatever the hell. And, like, Xbox have staggeringly less, probably, like, not even half.
Yeah.
But they have a better public perception right now because they were forced to alter their strategy to be more customer facing, and like doing all these goodwill things to get that result, and they're going to continue that into the next thing. So the one bit of hyperbolic thing that makes me so mad whenever I hear it is when people general populace, like whether it be on Discord, it's not Discord, like Facebook, Reddit, or something, they talk about the idea of this PS3 hubris, which as a company PlayStation had this hubris, and like may have been correct.
They did lose it.
Yeah, may have, but they got it back in the end.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, but the point I'm making is that everyone, that is just the repetition of what they hear on podcasts, right?
Yeah.
The average person didn't think about that fucking thing until someone pointed it out. Like, if you're impressed and you covered it during that time, then they have the ability to talk about the marketing of that window of time. The average consumer didn't know that.
No.
You know, and like even myself, the reason I never refer to it is because I didn't cover it.
Yeah,
we didn't exist at that time, like as an outlet. So I don't have a stance on this said hubris or how they market it. Like, yes, you can look at, posthumously is the wrong word, but like you can look back on it and be like, okay, well, these are some of the mistakes. Like, if I see another tweet, another post about someone being like, are they just being old Sony with PS3? I'm like, who are you? And like for that reason, I'm like, well, they won't, because that's like they'd be from this perspective. It's like, well, they'd be dumb.
Yeah.
But then again, like the things that took place then aren't there now. Now, granted, like there is that possibility of we're number one. Like, why we need to try hard, right? So they don't have to do all these like. Maybe it's like a big PS Plus, like PlayStation, big Sony pony or whatever. But it's just like they don't need to do all that crap. Hell yeah, they should. In terms of like that really customer friendly or that sort of stuff, right? Hell yeah, they should.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of people's.
I
think that was a lot of people's concern in the back end of last year, was that Sony were very quiet about everything that they were doing.
I think because they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And like that's the concern. Like even with Xbox, right? Like they did that XO18 or XO19 or whatever. They've done a couple of things since then, and everyone's been disappointed. Because it's like, well, we've seen this. It's nothing. So PlayStation, although it's probably hurt them, they've made that call to be like, no, we don't have quite enough.
We've got nothing real to say, so there's no point
so we'll do state of play.
Else.
So they are announcing some people still disappointed because everyone's expectations are through the fucking roof for some reason. So all right, we'll get it. Like they say have enough to make a state of play, they'll do that. And like there's two reasons. Either they don't want to announce specific PS5 stuff then. They want to do it earlier.
Yeah.
So it's within their power to do it earlier?
Because do you believe that if they were to announce too much PS5 stuff too early, that a lot of people aren't going to play the rest of their PS4 lineup? Are you concerned that they're going to be like, well, we're getting ready for next gen. Is this worth our time? If
true backwards compatibility, like they've been claiming, then no. Because I can pick it up now and just play it on PS5.
Yeah.
So it's not going to change how but once again, I always have to consider that how I approach games, how I think about games, is different to the average person. It's because of the nature of how we look at it. So I think people. That's the other thing as well. When you hear about in a group like, I haven't bought a PS4 yet, but PS5's right around the corner. Do I just wait? I'm like, motherfucker, you waited 7 years and you haven't picked up a PS4 yet? Just wait till the PS6 for fuck's sake. Dave in the chat goes, I'm genuinely excited for next gen. I think it's going to push game quality forward dramatically. Totally. 100%.
Going back to what you said about the waiting, I've been having this discussion with my group of friends because one of them has what I refer to as the peasant PS4, the very first.
The standard, the big fat boy.
The big fat boy. And his Wi-Fi doesn't work very well on it. And he refuses to run a cable. And he's like, I borrowed my brother's Pro and it works great. Maybe I should just go out and buy a Pro. I'm like, dude, there's 10 months till a new console. Is it worth going out and spending?
Yeah, but are there someone that would buy it on launch anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, when you said if they haven't bought a PS4 yet, and should I buy a PS4? Should I wait to PS5? Just fuck it, dude. Just buy a PS4.
Well, see, that's because there's two of us talking to him, and one of us is me, who I own 2 PlayStation 4s, and it's like, dude, there's one coming out so soon. You may as well just wait. And you're just gonna upgrade it then, and then the other guy's like, I got 4 PS4s in my house. Do it. Buy it. Get that Pro, baby. I was like.
Yeah, no, it's just it's more me yelling at social media again.
Dash, you can get cheap PS4s on eBay. You can.
They're talking about the Paul. David is saying the new Ryzen APU they'll both be using will be such an upgrade over current gen. Oh yeah, man, give me some Ryzen action, dude. Ever since I got the Ryzen in this computer, I would never use Intel. It's just so good. It manages everything and holds everything. I've never had any processing problems on this computer. Period. And just how it manages the streams and the games and everything. So the potential for what AMD could, what the Ryzen could bring to console, is gonna be amazing. He also adds, I've spent about half of this gen without a console. I'll probably pick up a PS5 if it's backwards compatible. See, he's put the right idea. He's like, I don't want a PS5, so I sold it. And he's not gonna be like, should I buy a Pro now or should I just wait to PS5?
You didn't play God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us, or
Uncharted 4.
Yeah. I didn't play Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4's good, really good.
My wife loves it.
Yeah. Remember, Dave used to work in press too.
Dude, you should play them. Horizon Zero Dawn might be coming to PC. It'll look mint as on PC.
Oh, it looks so good on PC.
Look so good on PC.
But yeah, so in terms of them stepping away from E3, I'm okay with it. Because the E3 is done.
I don't think it's going to change their messaging to us at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if anything, they're going to be more vocal by going to all these other events than keeping everything bottled up for E3.
Yeah. And then having stuff leak and all that sort of stuff. If this event is legit in Feb, so it's already fucking leaked as an event. It hasn't even happened yet. You know what I mean? So it's the idea of them having control.
Not to mention, let's argue that they are. Well, we know that they're not, but let's say that if they had have gone to E3 this year, E3 is in what, July, August?
July.
Is July too late to announce a console?
No, it's June. It's middle of June.
Is June too late to announce a console that's coming out holiday season?
No, they've done it. They've done it before. No.
You know.
Well, because it's that's when the difference there is that's when pre-orders would go live or whatever.
Yeah. And
anyone that would the difficulty is a bunch of people at E3 and that's 6 months time. It's kind of enough unless it's going to be so expensive that we need to tell you in February because you're going to save them dollar dues before the end of the year.
Yeah, Dash makes a good point of manufacturing would be working overtime if they announce it in July. But in saying that, just because they're announcing it in July doesn't mean that's not already in production.
Yeah. But in terms about risk, right? We've had some cleaner just straight up send out photos. Like in a world that's the most connected it's probably ever been, anyone would just leak shit. Anything.
Oh yeah.
It's like I guarantee manufacturing has to start soon, like period. Because if it is coming out at the end of this year, they need to get working on it. So by June, by July, they should already be working on like manufacturing and just having them warehouse somewhere. Because like the demand on day one is going to be so huge. As you remember with PS4, right? You had to wait.
I had to wait 3 lots of. I got my PS4 on wave 3.
Yeah.
Because I was a chump and I didn't pre-order it fast enough.
Yeah, I want to pre-order that shit straight away because I can't.
I've learned my lesson.
I can't do a PlayStation show and not have a PS5. It'd be super weird.
Dash can neither confirm nor deny that they have at least 1,000 of them already made.
The manufacturing started. They have 4. They're getting ready.
Oh jeez.
But yeah, no, having them miss E3 is not the big loss that everyone says it is.
I don't think it's a big deal at all.
I think E3 as an entire establishment is dead, and I think doxing thousands of journos isn't going to help. I think it's very minimal people that will go next year, and like they'll only go if hey, Xbox are off the other side, like come and do our little side thing. We won't keep your records because you're not going through E3.
We'll pay for your flights.
But I mean, EA is different. Square Enix canned one last year, which made sense because I remember staying up to that 3 a.m. for like Square Enix was just ball bags.
I watched it while I was at work.
It was so gross. And then like EA and Xbox now doing a different thing. Like they have floor space, but they don't have to pay for it. Like even just fiscally, like you don't have to spend that money.
No.
Like, or reimburse that money and like getting I know they did it with PSVR, like literally just get a semi truck, deck it the fuck out, drive from town to town, have people come, play it, and then drive to the next town.
That'd be rad.
I've done it before because like the PlayStation Roadshow, and they just took VR around the country to get people excited for VR. Let's do that. Like, or have a couple of them going at any one time around the country. So, so say like around America, like there's 3 trucks going. In Australia, there's 2, and they just go up and down the coasts. Or until they're underwater. Climate change.
You mean until they hit Queensland, which is currently flooding? Yeah. And New South Wales is still on fire.
Yeah, it's a very difficult drive.
Australia.
But yeah, no, it's just E3's done, man.
Yeah,
it's been done. It's been done for a long time. Like that way of delivery is just old.
Well, I mean, Nintendo have been doing their directs at E3 for years now.
Dude,
like
and no one gives a shit.
They caught it so early. It's like, I mean, to be fair though, Nintendo have always done their own thing. Yeah,
but like the idea is everyone's kind of like, why were they not there? I'm like, Nintendo, like they have a presence, but they don't do any of this stuff. But the difference is Sony, like, no, we're not there at a period.
Yeah,
we will not be there. Nothing that we do will be there.
They will not show our state of play.
How interesting is this idea of this idea that Sony has beef with ESA?
Oh yeah, I mean, who knows? I
love it. This is this big petty thing that just companies they're like we were going to, but fuck you. And they just walk backwards and something explodes and it's like. Psh. All cool. But let us know what you think about PlayStation not attending E3. Is it should we all be complaining, or is this just a shape of how companies will give out their messaging into the future? Let us know in comments below, Facebook, Discord, all those sort of things. But speaking of the new way of doing things, let's transition to the final section of the show we call Coming to the Players. We tell you about what new games are coming this week. I've been doing them out of order. I've been doing how I do the spiel backwards, and I say the title at the start of it for some reason. So then when I get to the end of it, when I start doing how I would usually deliver it, I'm like, in a section called, I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot what the section's called.
Long story short, it's time for the drop.
Yeah, yeah.
So as always, this is the US blog post. So some dates may change. Some things might not even come to us.
So was it the new games coming for the week of the day of what now?
The new games coming for what would it be? The 21st of. The 21st of January, nailed it.
What a guess.
Alright, we have Balthazar's Dream, PS4, PS Vita digital, out on the 22nd of the 1st. I'm really annoyed because it's a US blog post. All the dates backwards.
Oh, it throws you, doesn't it? Instantly throws you.
It's like, what's 122? What? Earth Knight, PS4 digital, out on the 23rd. Soccer, tactics,
Oh, there is so not much on this list. If we just went from E to S, it's a short list.
Soccer, tactics, and glory. PS4 digital out on the 22nd of the 1st.
So we've read that before.
Yeah, maybe. Foxy Land 2,
Wait, what's
PS4,
that?
PS Vita,
Please
digital
scroll back
cross-buy.
up. Why is soccer a game that starts with S between E and F?
I don't know, man.
Foxland looks like a very bad furry nightmare.
Do you want to read it for you?
No.
Alrighty then. Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. PS4 digital out 23rd of the 1st. I believe this is the first lot of DLC
Yep.
for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Couldn't care.
It's not going to get me to play that game again. Lumini PS4 digital. No date for that one.
Which means if there's no date, it's coming out on the 21st.
On the 21st?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Shadow Legend VR. PSVR digital.
Isn't Shadow Legend that game that everyone promotes on like YouTube videos and stuff? Even more from our sponsor, Shadow Legend.
I think that's Shadow Ray.
Ah, crap. So close.
War Theater, Blood of Winter, PS4 digital out the 22nd of the 1st.
That's it.
That's it.
Can't even recommend any of them.
Yeah, no.
Fuck it, Foxyland.
Fucking Foxyland.
Just look at Fox and anthropomorphic foxes. Imagine them banging.
Foxyland, after a peaceful day looking for cherries, Foxy's children were kidnapped by the mean Wolfie brothers. Now it's up to Foxy and Jenny to rescue their children. Jump, leap, wall kick to bypass enemies in order to reach the end of the stage to rescue Foxy's poppers across the island. Well, doesn't that sound like a great wholesome video
Sounds
game?
bumhole, and it's called Foxyland 2. Like, I'm glad.
So this is the second time he's lost his kids.
Yeah, that's horrible. I'm glad that I, didn't play Foxyland 1. But anyways, that does bring us to the end of the show. This is where you come in. You can literally just reuse the same script. There you go.
Yeah, so that PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Spotify, 9 a.m. on the YouTubes. If you want to join the PlayStation conversation, head on over to our Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram. All the links are below us.
If you want to join the PlayStation conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopculturists Saturday afternoons, 4 p.m. Watch us as we do this all live and in front of each other. We also do our other shows here, Young and the Wrestlers, Mondays and Wednesdays, as we also play games on a Thursday. Man, we stream like 4 days a week now. Man, our Twitch numbers are going to be so average.
Oh, jeez.
But if you want to support us financially, head over to patreon.com/popculturists. There's a bunch of tiers there. Because there is no rewards now, because the reward is this, watching it live. If you do it if you want, I suppose. If you want to support us in a once-off fashion, though, head over to popculturists.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. And Twitch for games.
Twitch for games.
Yeah. Man, I'm exhausted from just ranting today. I feel really like I really did not bring the positivity today. I don't know why.
You're just like, fuck the news.
Like, fuck all this. I don't know why. I guess I just got. I don't know why I had so much hate for social medias.
I mean, I understand it completely.
Yeah.
Social media is the worst most of the time.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, everyone's so dumb. Like, not even like everyone's so dumb except me, because I'm an idiot. It's just like collectively everyone's dumb. Except for those that watch this show, you guys are the best. I love you. Big fans of you. But until I don't even know where to go from that. I need to go be positive. What can I do to go be positive? What can I do?
Go rob a bank in GTA.
Yeah, and then be like, oh, this frame rate's horrible, and then play it on PC. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And that was For the Players.
Go get chicken and waffles.
Oh, let's get chicken and waffles. For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast is fan-supported at patreon.com/thepopculturists. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders: Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers: AJ Abatomi, Damien Holdies, Carl Dunn, Lee Wintershoven, Nathan Massetti, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.